Many thanks for staying with us on the newsroom. Here are the stories we are following at the moment. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabor, says the armed forces of Nigeria were prepared to ensure a secure general election starting this Saturday. He spoke after a meeting with military service chiefs and other security chiefs, including the Inspector General of Police, Director General of DSS, Director General of NIA, and Chief of Defense Intelligence ahead of the elections. Speaking to journalists after the meeting, Irabor explained that the purpose of the meeting was to review security arrangements for the elections and develop action plans to ensure that the exercise was held under a peaceful atmosphere. A supporter of the Labour Party in Lagos State has had his hand amputated after an attack at the grand finale of the presidential campaign rally of the party in the state last week. The Director General of Obidati Presidential Campaign Council, Akin Oshuntoku, disclosed this on Tuesday. Oshuntoku added that it does not have the assurance that everything is set for the presidential election slated for Saturday, saying that voter suppression through violence remains a worrying factor. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has debunked a purported press release shared on the Instagram page of the First Lady Aisha Buhari. The statement claimed that the Apex Bank has been directed to recirculate the old Naira notes, adding that they would remain legal tender till May. Debunking the news, the CBN shared another release, labeling the one shared by Aisha as fake news. The Apex Bank advised members of the public to be wary of false information. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has added COVID-19 vaccines to the child and adolescent immunization schedule. The schedule, which is posted on the CDC's website, recommends that children between 6 months of age and 18 years old should receive 2 doses of the primary series between 4 and 8 weeks apart, followed by a booster dose at least 8 weeks later. The CDC added that children who are moderately or severely immune compromised should include a 3rd dose in the primary series. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timi Percival, says the major sources of crude oil losses are theft, pipeline vandalism, and decayed infrastructure. Silva, in a statement on Monday, said this is contrary to claims by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission that 40% of crude oil losses was due to measurement inaccuracies. The minister, however, added that the federal government is planning to halt the menace through improved investment and security along the major oil and gas pipelines in the Niger Delta region. President Vladimir Putin has delivered a nuclear warning to the West over Ukraine. While suspending the bilateral nuclear arms control treaty, Putin announced that new strategic systems had been put on combat duty and warned that Moscow could resume nuclear tests. Putin added that Russia would achieve its war aims and accused the West of trying to destroy Russia. Paris Saint-Germain is preparing to reappoint former Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel as the club's manager, having sacked the German in December 2020 and replaced him with Christophe Galtier, who is currently in charge of the Ligue 1 champions. The champions are currently top in the league with 5 points difference from their closest rival. PSG won a close encounter 4-3 with Lille over the weekend. And that's it on the newsroom. To join us at the top of the hour for more stories, I am Folashade Ogurinde. Bye for now.